I got to get a better chair.
Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you out to the Badger Den tonight for our game against the Altamont Longhorns. They've come all the way down from the basin to play us tonight here in the Badger Den. Let me do some volume adjustments here, do a little bit of tweaking. So we've got the Altamont Longhorns coming in tonight. They come in with a record of 2-2. They're led by sophomore Luke Tew. Is that Tew or Tew, would you say?
Two.
T-E-W. Two. Senior Kay Sorensen leads the team in rebounds, 9.7 rebounds per game. Over on the Wayne side, we've got they come in with a record of 3-2, led by senior Blake Peterson. He comes in with 21.4 points per game and 9.2 rebounds. Another senior, my mind's blanking on his name, Hunter Robbins. I can't remember his first name. I just talked to his two brothers, and so I had his two brothers on my mind. So Hunter Robbins comes in, averaging 16 points per game and 10.6 rebounds, and the other senior, Tristan Martinez, is averaging 10.4 points and 9.2 rebounds a game. So we've got a pretty good core of those three seniors, and then they're backed up by Trace and Brown, and then I'm not sure, I haven't got a starter list yet, but it'll be one of those three sophomores, either RJ or Payton or Rylan. So we'll go get the starters here in a minute and then figure out what's going to go on there. So hopefully it'll be a pretty good game. Just had a relatively lopsided affair in JV. What was the final score? You remember?
Yeah, I can't remember it.
Too much to not enough,
Yeah,
but JV won
pretty handily.
Pretty handily there. So, yeah, so we're about 4 minutes from game time from the lineups and the presentation of the flag. So anything else you want to say? I've got Coach Stevens here up in the booth. Congratulations to him on his big win last night over in Panguitch. The girls had a pretty good game down there. They're still undefeated. That was their first Region 20 game, and they came away with a nice victory.
Yeah, pretty good game last night.
So,
yep, okay, sounds good.
All right, we'll take a break for a couple minutes and be back. All right, here we go. Just getting set for the presentation of the flag and the starting lineup. Give everybody a minute to get situated.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank you for coming out to the main badges and Altamont game. We'd like to have you all please stand and the cheerleaders will please begin with the allegiance. Now let's go with the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And now starting lineup for our Altamont Longhorns.
So they're getting ready to introduce the starting lineup for the Altamont Longhorns. They're going to start a sophomore, number 2, Luke 2. Also another sophomore, number 3, Porter Whiting. We'll have a senior, number 11, Briggs Wall. Another senior, number 21, Braden Jensen. And senior, number 40, Case Sorensen. And the Longhorns are going to be coached by Jess Winkle. And the assistant coach is Mitch Lindsay. So the Badgers are going to start out with a sophomore, number 2, RJ Pau. Number 3, Tristan Martinez, a senior. Another senior, number 13, Blake Peterson. We're also going to have number 40, Hunter Robin Stevens, starting, and then also Trayson Brown. He's a junior. He'll be starting as well for the Badgers. So should be a pretty good matchup tonight. Those the Longhorns are pretty big boys over there, it looks like, and should be a pretty good matchup here. Getting ready to get started.
All right, just making sure I get all my buttons pushed this time. Last time I got caught letting the music go just a little too long.
Yeah, they seem to get upset with us when the music's playing, and they try to play basketball, but, you know, that's how they practice, so it's okay.
Let's see, I got to get my little stat sheet. I'm going to keep some actual stats tonight for a change.
Robin's going to go up against Wall here for the tip. The tip ends up going over to the Longhorns. Number 40, Sorensen, ends up coming away with it, kicks it up to Jensen on the top of the key, dumps it over to Whiting. Whiting takes a dribble across the top over to number 21, Jessen, sorry, not Jensen, Jessen. Over to the low block, the Wall. He tries to kick it across over here to Sorensen on the left baseline, and just a little bit out of bounds. It'll be Badger basketball. Blake Peterson will bring the ball up the floor for the Badgers. He'll push it over to the right-hand side over to RJ. RJ tries to dump it into Robbins, and number 40, Sorensen, he reaches around and kind of knocks that out of bounds. So it'll be Badger ball underneath the basket. So Blake sets the inbound, looks at Robbins, not there, kicks it up over the top up to Brown. Trayson takes it up to the top of the key, resets the offense, wants Blake to come up and get it, so he throws it to the right wing to Blake. Blake back to Tristan Martinez at the top of the key. Back to Blake. He pulls out, sets up another one. Sets up another offense, pulls around Robbins. Looks for a pick. Robbins does a nice little roll. He ends up going to get fouled. Looks like Whiting for the Longhorns is probably going to pick up that foul right here, make sure.
Beautiful pass in there to Robbins from Blake.
Yeah, so that's Whiting's first foul, and Robbins will come to the free throw line for 2. Yeah, that was a great pass in there, like right underneath his hands, right to Robbins. But that roll was really fast as well. So first free throw's no good. Second free throw's up and good. So Robbins starts off the scoring tonight with that free throw, and the Badgers put on a little bit of full court pressure, and the Longhorns break that pretty easy. A couple little passes, get it up across half court, and Jessen takes it up on top of the key, gets it over to Whiting. Luke 2 was cutting across underneath the basket, and they try to go to him, and Blake Peterson steps in front of it and gets the steal, pushes it down the left side, cuts back to the middle, goes up for a layup right up the center, no good. Tristan Martinez comes away with the offensive rebound and puts it back, no good, and Wall ends up coming away with the rebound for the Longhorns. Ball's over here with Jessen. Jessen kicks it over to number 3, Whiting, over on the left wing, guarded by Blake Peterson, tries to dump it into number 11, Wall, and it's taken away by Trayson. Trayson pushes it up the left-hand side, brings it back to the middle, gets the offense reset, the 4 high look. Robbins with that signature screen. They rolled, both of them rolled with him that time, and so Trayson ended up getting it back over to Blake, and Blake dumped it into Robbins. Robbins misses it, and RJ ends up with the rebound, and he puts it back in no good, and Jessen comes away with the rebound again for the Longhorns. He brings it up the floor, dumps it over to 2. 2 dumps it down into Wall. Wall pulls up for 2 points, and 2 points good. So Briggs Wall ended up getting that 2 points for the Longhorns. Badgers come back around. Robbins pulls up for 3 at the top of the key, no good. Rebounded by number 11, Wall. He kicks it back up to Jessen for the Longhorns. He brings it down the left wing, back to the center. Kicks it over to 2. 2's looking. Dumps it down here to Jessen. Jessen takes the baseline and tries to do a reverse layup, no good, but gets his own rebound. Goes back up again and no good. Oh, and then number 11, Wall, he ends up jumping out of bounds and slamming that basketball off of Trayson Brown's leg. So it'll be Longhorn basketball underneath their hoop. I mean, that's a good hustle play.
Yeah.
By old Wall, jumping out of bounds and having the tendency to hit Trayson right in the kneecap, send it out of bounds. So Longhorns have it again. Luke 2 with the basketball, kicks it over to Whiting in the right baseline, no good. Deflected by, did the same thing. Except for did the same thing off of Robbins. It's a good thing he didn't slam that one as hard as he did the last one off of Trayson's leg, because Robbins would have been hurting. Longhorns set to inbound. Jessen with the basketball. We got an offensive foul. Looks like it's going to be a moving screen. So Case Sorensen ends up picking up that foul. That's his first foul, second team foul for the Longhorns. He was doing a little push in underneath there while they were trying to get that inbound play going. So it'll be Badger basketball here. 5 minutes remaining in the first period. Blake bringing the basketball up across the timeline. Hesitation dribble at the top of the key. Pulls up about a 15-footer on the left wing. No good. Rebounded by number 21, Jessen. Jessen brings it up for the Longhorns, guarded by Trayson Brown. Kicks it over to Whiting. Whiting looking for the post inside. No, jumps it down into Wall. Wall back to 2. 2 to Sorensen. Wall takes it down the baseline, dumps it back into Sorensen at the middle of the key, and ends up going misses the first one, gets his own free throw, and puts the second one back up, no good. Rebounded by Tristan Martinez, and then kicks it over to Blake Peterson. Blake kicks it to Robbins. Robbins hesitates back to Blake. Blake dives into the paint, pulls up for 2, no good. Robbins ends up with the offensive rebound out of that deal. Kicks it back out to Trayson. Trayson resets the offense, looking for a screen from the bigs. Comes around the right-hand side off of Robbins, but Tristan rolls in, dumps it into Tristan. Tristan pulls up, no good. Gets his own rebound, goes up and blocked by number 21, Jessen, for the Longhorn basketball. So Whiting bringing the basketball up across the court, getting to the right wing. Dumping it back up to Sorensen at the top of the key. Dumps it into Wall. Wall back to 2. 2 takes it down the baseline, goes up against Robbins, and Robbins puts that out of bounds. So a nice block by Hunter Robbins on that take. That was a pretty fast pace for him to go like from underneath the backboard, and then he was going to try to flip it up there with one hand, and Robbins just happened to be right in the way. So Longhorns inbound it. Number 11 Wall goes up for 2 points and no good, and the Badgers pass it up the floor, and Trayson Brown missed the layup, and RJ ends up with the offensive rebound. He misses his as well. And then the Longhorns end up coming away with it. So Jessen dumps it over to Whiting. Whiting kicks it over to Wall. Wall pulls up for 2, no good. Battle for the rebound, still there. Blake Peterson comes away with it, throws it up to Trayson Brown. Trayson Brown's got the fast break on the left-hand side, puts it up for 2 points for the Badgers. There's a great fast break and great look on Blake Peterson's behalf to see Trayson Brown down there to give him an offense, give him a good pass. Longhorns end up throwing it away again. Blake Peterson comes away with the steal, and he takes it down. Goes a hesitation. Oh, and he ends up getting a little foul on number 2. Luke 2 end up picking up the foul on that deal.
2 and 2.
2 and 2. I know it's kind of weird. It kind of makes me think I'm just saying his number, but that's really his last name. So Badgers inbound it to Robbins. Robbins pivots back out to Peterson. Peterson back to Robbins. Robbins fakes his left hand, pulls it back to Blake. Blake pulls up, looks, nope, no good. Rebounded by Jessen again, and he brings it up across the timeline for the Longhorns. Guarded by Brown. Brown tips it. Badgers are getting their hands in the passing lanes now. They're seeing where they want to pass it, and they're kind of getting into the passing lanes a little better now with about 2 minutes remaining right here in the first period. Robbins ends up with another block. Tristan Martinez comes away with it, kicks it out to Peterson, and the lights go out. So somebody leaning up against the
looks like we got a little kid that went in and flipped a switch.
Somebody's messing around with the light switch. So
there's a little kid that just
playing.
came running in the
Yeah,
gym
one little kid come running in. I think that was probably the guilty party.
from where the light switch is.
So principal going over to try to get the light switch for the gym's over in the coach's room down the hall. So it's kind of
this new gym's got
kind of a secret little spot.
This new school has switches in all sorts of places. It's all automated, and we're still trying to get used to it. But that's a first.
Yeah, you don't see that. I mean, because they are they're motion censored. So, but you would think there's a lot of motion going on in here.
There we go.
Principal Chappell, he went and found the switch, I believe. I saw him. Now they're back off.
Again.
Something's going on, I'd say. Something's a little fishy.
Let's see. I might be able to flip him on from my side. Let me see what I can do here. Oh, they're back on. We'll see for how long.
Yeah, so I don't know what's going on. They're all looking down towards that coach's room where the switch is. Okay, so the Badgers will end up having the basketball. We've got 2:29 remaining here in the first period. Badgers are up 3 to the Longhorns 2. So pretty low scoring game here this first period. Badgers have had a lot of opportunities, just nothing going in.
Peterson's taken quite a few shots. I've got him down for 4 shots, and none of them have gone in, which is rare for him.
Trayson Brown takes it down the left-hand side on the off the left dribble, no good. Rebounded by Robbins. He puts it back for 2 points. So that's 3 points for Robbins right now out of the 5 for the Badgers. Whiting ends up bringing it down, kicking it over to Wall. Wall pulls up, no good. Rebounded by RJ. RJ kicks it up to Trayson Brown. Trayson Brown sprint down on the left-hand side, puts it up, left-hand layup, and good. 2 points, Trayson Brown. And Coach Winkle down on the Longhorns bench wants to take a timeout and talk about the fast breaks, I believe. So minute 55 remaining here in the first period. Badgers are up 7 to the Altamont Longhorns 2. The Longhorns will be inbounding the basketball here. Minute 55 remaining. First period. Luke 2 bringing the basketball up across the timeline, guarded by Trayson Brown. Ball's dead at the top of the key. Kicks it over to number 3, to Whiting. He pulls up for 2, no good. Rebound gets up there, and 2 ends up coming away with it. Goes up for another one, and Robbins gets another block. Sorensen comes away with the block after that, or the rebound off the block, and dumps it over to number 3, Whiting. He pulls up for 2, no good. Tristan Martinez comes away with the defensive rebound out of all that. So a couple opportunities there for the Longhorns. Nothing seems to be falling for them as well, but they are getting a couple offensive rebounds, so they'll have some more opportunities. Meantime, Trayson Brown shoots 2 points, no good, rebounded by Wall, and he kicks it back out to Jessen. Jessen kicks it over to Whiting. Whiting to 2. 2 pulls up for three-pointer out here on the left baseline, no good. Tristan Martinez comes away with another rebound. Kicks it up to Blake Peterson, dumps it out to Trayson. Trayson goes around 2 pretty quick and ends up missing the layup, and Whiting comes away with the rebound for the Longhorns.
Got a little bit of
did he?
on
Did a
that
little bit of a block. Badgers got pretty good defense going on right here. The three-point shot missed, rebounded by Sorensen, and then he ends up putting it back and missing, and Tristan Martinez comes away with another rebound. Blake Peterson taking it coast to coast, goes over there, hooks it up with his left hand, puts it in for 2 points. Blake Peterson to give the Badgers a 7-point lead right here, with 20 seconds remaining in the first period. Whiting brings it up, kicks it to Sorensen, bobbles it a little bit. Trayson Brown just about had it. Sorensen kicks it over here to Wall. Wall dumps it into 2. Tristan Martinez comes away with the block on the opportunity from 2, and no good. And then Jessen tries to shoot it. Robbins ends up rebounding it with 1 second. Blake Peterson pulls up from half court. No good. Referee ended up catching that one, getting himself a rebound. So after the first period, the Badgers come away with 9, and the Altamont Longhorns are 2. So Peyton Jackson ends up checking in the game for the Badgers as Blake Peterson brings it across to the right-hand 15-footer, dumps it into Robbins. Robbins double teams. He pump fakes one time, gets one guy in the air, and then goes up and puts it in for 2 points for Robbins. That was a great play for him. He got double teamed, but he pump faked, and one kid jumped and one didn't, and then all he had to do was score against one.
Well, they're doing a good job feeding him under there.
2 ends up going down the baseline, getting trapped, kicks it back out to Whiting, and he dumps over to Jessen. Jessen dumps to 2. It's a little bit tipped. Tristan Martinez comes away with another rebound, and Sorensen reaches in and tries to grab it after Tristan already had it, and he had just kind of switched hands, and Sorensen ended up grabbing him on the arm, picking up the foul. And that's his second foul on number 40, Case Sorensen. So he's down there battling against Hunter Robbins, and working pretty hard. I can see him breathing hard down there right now as Blake takes it up across the left-hand side, hesitates, goes up on the left baseline, banks it off the backboard, and 2 points, Blake Peterson. Nice little hesitation to kind of get the defense to set back on their heels, and then he bounced it, got a nice little bank shot on the left-hand side for 2 points for Blake. So Jessen with the basketball for the Longhorns, guarded by Peyton Jackson, dumps it over to number 11, Wall. Wall dumps it into 2, and Blake Peterson ends up coming away with the steal out of that deal, and he brings it up the floor for the Badgers.
Badgers doing a good job getting their hands in there.
Robbins pulls up for a 15-footer right above the free throw line. Another 2 points for Robbins. That's 7 for him in this ball game so far. It was a great look on Blake's part to see Hunter up there wide open, and that's a great looking shot by Hunter. So Sorensen with the basketball. He pulls up for 3, no good. He tries to go get his own rebound. Rebounded by Peyton Jackson. He pushes it down the left-hand side. takes it to the left wing, dumps it over to Tristan Martinez, and back to Blake Peterson at the top of the key. Blake hesitates, look for Tristan to dive, and he wasn't there. Now he gets it to him. Number 11, Wall, he leaned over the top as that pass was coming in and kind of deflected it out over to Whiting, and he ended up bringing it across the timeline for the Longhorns. Guarded by Blake Peterson, takes it down into the left baseline, no good. Kicks it back out to Jessen. Jessen takes it in the key. Looked like he got away with the travel. Oh, they got him. So the ball was kind of bobbled around in there for just a little bit, and so he was trying to pivot around and get his balance and try to grab the ball at the same time, and they ended up catching him for a travel. So Trayson Brown checks back in and gives R.J. Powell a little break right here with 5:55 remaining in the second period. Peterson gets a screen by Robbins, pulls out, and then he dumps it into Robbins. Robbins dumps it out to Tristan on the top of the key, pulls up for three, and good. Tristan Martinez for three. And Coach Winkle wants to take another talk about what's going on out there on the floor right now. So
the Badgers taking a pretty commanding lead. I mean, it's relatively low scoring for the second quarter, even for the team in the lead. 18 points isn't that many.
It's interesting. They're getting these guys to either get rocked back on their heels, or they're getting them to jump in the air, or they're, giving a little hesitation and kind of setting them back. It's, they're doing the little things right now, and then finding the wide open person, and then they're just letting it fly and making them.
Yeah, they're doing a good job playing mistake-free ball.
And then down here on the other end, the Badgers are, really getting the intensity on the defense. Almost every pass has got a hand in there. Every drive has got one or two people blocking them, trapping them down on the baseline, doing all the little things right here, plus getting the rebounds and then pushing the pace down the other way. So Badgers right now have got everything going for them.
Yep.
And the Longhorns call timeout, try to slow that momentum down just a little bit. We'll see what happens right out of this timeout. So Jessen bringing the ball up for the Longhorns, guarded by Trayson Brown. Hesitates across the top, kicks it over to two, guarded by Peyton Jackson, takes it down the key, draws three, and then they dump it out. They dumped it out there to Whiting, and Blake Peterson reached around behind him and tipped that ball out and had a steal, but ended up picking up the foul on the meantime. Must have got just a little bit of the arm as he was trying to get that basketball. So that's a hard one to get. You either get the ball or you get a foul on that, on those reach behind tips. So now the Badgers have got the Longhorns trapped down there in the corner, and then they dumped it into Sorensen, and he put up for two, no good, and Robbins ends up with the rebound. Kicked the ball out to Trayson Brown from Peterson. Peterson gets the ball back at the top of the key, sets the offense back again with the two high posts on the bigs. Tristan dives, no good, bumps it up to Robbins. Robbins looking for Tristan, gets him a bounce pass. Back out to Trayson Brown, back to Tristan. 16 remaining on the shot clock. Tristan dumps it over the top to Robbins. Robbins catches it one hand with a nice little baby hook on the right side. 2 more points, Robbins. That's 9 for him this afternoon.
Hunter's using all of his length on that one to get up over the top.
Yeah, that was a great pass up over the top. I thought, they were the Longhorns were there on the backside help. Robbins just grabbed that thing with one hand and then switched it over to the right with the little baby hook. So Sorensen ends up with it on the Longhorns and kicks it down into 2, and he goes up and Blake Peterson blocks him. 2 gets the ball back. He drives it back down the court, tries to dump it over to Sorensen, gets it to him. Robbins ends up getting the rebound off the missed shot from Sorensen, and then Blake Peterson pushes the pace down the court. Going to Euro step, goes up for left hand, blocked by number 3, Whiting, and the Longhorns come away with it. So that was a good hustle play on the Badgers' part right there. Just the Longhorns ended up getting back on defense, which was kind of nice.
Yep, too many of them.
So Wall takes it down the baseline, no good. Sorensen gets a rebound, puts it back, no good. Wall comes around with the offensive rebound, throws it over right to Blake Peterson. Blake Peterson takes it right down the middle, going up against 2. He does the same exact play as the last time. This time he ends up getting fouled. So he does that nice little Euro step like he's going to shoot it right-handed and switches that thing over to his left hand and kind of does a little left hook and ended up getting hit on that one and knocked down.
All sorts of traffic in there, and the Longhorns cannot buy a bucket.
Word.
They're getting looks. I mean, they're right underneath. It's just not falling for them.
Yeah, they've had a lot of. I mean, they're usually getting 1 or 2 opportunities right here, and they just nothing's falling. Rylan Hallows checks in for Tristan Martinez. Blake Peterson at the line, free throw up and no good. Whiting with the basketball for the Longhorns on the left elbow, left wing, drives it down, Guarded by Blake Peterson, gets a screen off of Sorensen, pulls up for three. Contested by Robbins. I think he got a hold of it just a little bit. And Ryland got smashed by Sorensen as he had the rebound, and Sorensen was coming in and hit him like they went face to face.
That kid's head is a magnet to get thumped. He's getting popped every. He came out of the last game
The other
with a gash above his eye, and then he just got popped.
The other night, he probably has a black eye from the other night. He came out the other night with some blood trickling down his cheek, coming out of his eyebrow. So tough kid. Now the Longhorns going to go for a full court press. Peterson kicks it up to Trayson Brown. Trayson wide open. He pushes it down across time. He goes up for left hand, blocked by number 11, Wall, and then Whiting ends up coming away with it off the block. So I mean that was a great press. He just got down in there and then got blocked. So Wall pulls up for three, no good. Bounces around, two ends up getting the rebound, over right in front of the cheerleaders, kicks it over to Whiting. Whiting dribbles, guarded by Trayson Brown, back to two. Two dumps it into number 34, Gavin Gardner. He just checked in, so Gardner catches it in the middle. He goes up to shoot it. And I think Peyton Jackson's going to get called, but Robbins smoked that ball on a block.
That would have been 3 blocks for him on the game, but yeah, it was Peyton got him.
So Peyton ended up catching him right just before Robbins sent that ball to the other side of the world. So that'll put Gavin Gardner on the line for 2 free throws. The first one's up, long, hard off the back iron. R.J. Powell checked back in for Peyton Jackson for the Badgers. Gardner's second free throw, short off the iron this time, and Peterson comes away with the rebound. He pushes it up. R.J. wide open, takes a dribble down the paint, hesitates, and goes up. Nice up and under right there for R.J. for 2 points for him. His first 2 points of the game right there, and that was a beautiful attack to the hoop. Whiting with the basketball, guarded by RJ. Kicks it over to Jessen. Jessen takes it down the left side, going up towards Robbins, gets those guys up in the air, and then dumps it into two, and two can't get it in there. And then he tries to go up again, and then Robbins ends up getting a block. Peterson throws a nice baseball pass down the field, down the court to Trayson Brown, and he ends up putting it in for 2 points. That's his 6th point of the night for Trayson Brown. That was a great look by Blake, and great pass. Jessen with the basketball, hesitation. Ryland Hallows just ripped it right out of his hands. So a nice steal by Ryland, kicks it back over to Peterson. Peterson takes it down the court, kicks it over to Brown. Brown pulls up for three, left side, no good. Rebounded number 11, Wall. And then Ryland, I think. Ryland ended up on the ground. He might have tried to grab it. Yep, so Ryland picks up his first foul. Trying to go for that rebound. So it was like they were both coming down at the same time, and he was trying to rip it and spin and fall as Wall had it, and then he just kind of fell down. So RJ gets a deflection, knocks the ball out of bounds, so it'll be Longhorn basketball right close to the cheerleaders there. Tristan Martinez going to check in for Robbins, give him a breather with 1:43 remaining here in the second period. Longhorns inbound it to Jessen. Jessen takes it down the left-hand side. Crossover dribble back out to Whiting. Whiting back to Jessen. Jessen takes it in, gets Martinez. No good. Ryland Hallows ends up with the rebound. So Ryland in a perfect position for that rebound off of that long basket shot by the Longhorns. Peterson kicks it down the right side to Trayson Brown. Dumps it in. Oh, Ryland was wide open right there. They just happened to get a deflection. Both of those guys jumped in the air and happened to get those big long arms in the way, and Ryland was sitting there all by himself.
He had no one on him.
Badgers set to inbound. Trayson Brown sets a screen for Ryland. Ryland goes to set a screen for Tristan. Nobody comes. Ball back into Blake Peterson for a three on the wing, on the baseline, no good. Rebounded by number 3, Whiting. Whiting kicks it back up to Jessen. Back to Whiting. Whiting over to Wall. Wall tries to dump it down into 2, and Peterson steps in front of it and gets a steal, and he's down the left-hand side on the fast break. He's going to go up with the left hand, and no good. And now the fire alarm's going off. I don't know what we got going on tonight. We got some gremlins in the electrical tonight or something.
I'm just looking to make sure my little guy's sitting.
Yeah, he's over there. I see him. So he's not in trouble at least.
There's some contrite little girls over there talking to Heidi.
Yeah, bunch of little kids out in the hallway. I don't know. I mean, but we'll have to hurry, and everybody's kind of scrambling to go see who's got the code to shut it off.
It's kind of funny. We were over at a game at South Severe at the first of the season. The fire alarm went off while we were over there too, and everyone just kind of stood around and looked at each other. None of us ever really left.
Yeah, it's a good thing there's not a fire.
And now the fire alarm goes off, and nobody moved. All they did was stop play.
The cheerleaders all kind of went towards the exit. They all kind of moved for a minute, but that was about it. The only person I saw really moving quick was Principal Chappell. He was going.
In this new school, with the fire alarm, for a while that alarm was going off quite a bit as they're tweaking it, getting it going. So they've kind of conditioned these Wayne kids to ignore fire alarms, sadly. So hopefully, if there's a real fire, they'll
at least leave.
They'll go.
So we got her shut down. So we got 59 seconds remaining here in the first half of the basketball game. The Badgers are up 25 to the Altamont Longhorn 2. So Badgers set to do a full court press right here for the last minute remaining in the half. Jessen with the basketball, kicks it over to 2. 2 guarded by Powell. Takes it down the left-hand side. They get double teamed right there. Dumps it down to Whiting on the left baseline. He tries to go up top, gets deflected by RJ. Jessen ends up getting at the top, dumps it down into Gardner. Gardner back to Wall. Wall tries to hit number 3. Whiting diving down the paint. And he was out of bounds on the pass. So good movement on the Longhorns right there for just a minute. Just happened to catch it on the inline. So the Badgers roll inbound, and the Longhorns are going to go full court press, looking to trap. So Blake Peterson picks it up, but he dumps it up to Rylan Hallows. Rylan he had Tristan wide open, cutting down the floor. Dumps it over to RJ, and he kicks it to Trayson, back to RJ, and then with Blake back to the top. Tristan Martinez pulls up one dribble down the center of the paint, no good. Rebounded by Jessen. He pushes to the pace, 17 seconds remaining. Kicks the ball over to 2, and it's tipped by Blake Peterson. Oh, looked like a jump ball. And then they ended up going up there, and Rylan Hallows, I thought he had his hand all over the ball. That looked like a jump ball to me. But
Trayson.
Oh, they did?
They gave that to Trayson.
Oh, okay.
They were both.
So Trayson.
I thought it was clean either way, but they said one of them got their hands in there, but they gave that to Trayson.
Okay, so his first foul. So Longhorns have 12 seconds to go.
And they cannot buy
a basket.
Wow.
And the Badgers are off to the races again, and there goes Trayson Brown with the left hand. Up for RJ goes, that was a great rebound on his part. Peterson, they just didn't quite have enough time. So Trayson Brown had an opportunity down there to, 100 miles an hour trying to make that left-handed layup, and him being a lefty, it's usually pretty good for him to go on that side. It just rolled around, and Badgers ended up coming away with the offensive rebound. So here we are at halftime. Badgers are up 25-2, and the poor Longhorns, they just can't get a basket to go. They can
have had
shoot.
So many shots underneath, and they're close shots like lay-ins in that rim.
And it just will not go.
Giving them anything.
Somebody put the lid on it over here, and their guys are having a hard time. So I hope it opens up so when the Badgers come back on this side that we'll be able to make us a bucket. So, okay, well, we'll go ahead and take the time out and watch the cheerleaders for just a minute here, and we'll be back here in just a minute.
All right, we're about 2 minutes away from the start of the second half. Looking at a few stats here over here for the Badgers. Your high scores, and I was going to try, I really was going to try to do all the stats, and I'm just not quick enough, and I was missing things and missing the game, so all I got's points. So we got Hunter Robbins leads the Badgers right now with 9. Blake Peterson has 7. Trayson Brown has 6. Tristan Martinez has 3. And RJ Powell has a pair. So once again, all 5 starters for the Badgers with points. Over on the Altamont side, not a lot to report. We have 2 points. Briggs Wall has a pair. And like we said earlier, it's not that they're not shooting the ball. They have had a lot of good looks underneath, and they just will not fall.
Yeah.
So we'll see if they can get
Yeah,
a few more to go in.
You know, now that we've switched sides, I'm hoping that basket's not the same for the Badgers on this end. So
Yeah, hope it's,
we'll see how it goes.
I've noticed we tend to do a little bit better when we're down on this other end,
Right.
second half. So we'll see how it goes. Also, a fun little note: the fire alarm that went off earlier, we found out was legit. somebody really did melted a plastic bag in there in the concession room. It got a little too close to the burner, and the fire alarm went off. And once again, everybody just sat here.
Yeah, I can
So-
smell it now that he says that. You can smell a little
Yeah,
bit of plastic in the air. So
Burning plastic's coming in. So
that's
I went out to use the restroom, and
that could be pretty bad.
it's strong on the hallways. So I thought, man, is something really on fire? And no one's addressing it. But yeah, it was in the concession room. So
Well, we do have one of the Wayne County sheriffs over there. He must have got the call and came over, huh?
he could have done. That alarm does send out a
Right.
call.
Right.
So
Okay, so we're going to get ready to start the second half here. It's going to be Badger basketball coming towards us on this end. Badgers have gone back into their starters the same way with Altamont. So we're all right back to the starters as we started the game. And Robbins is going to set the inbound, gets it over to Blake Peterson. Blake Peterson brings it up across the timeline. He's guarded by Luke, too. Peterson takes it down the right side, kicks it over to Trayson Brown. Trayson Brown backs to the middle. They're looking for a back pick, a back cut from RJ, and it kind of bounced around, and Jessen ends up getting a hold of it and then kicks it back out to 2. So Luke, 2, kicks it over to Whiting. Whiting kicks it over to Jessen, the top of the key, guarded by RJ. Tries to kick it out to Whiting, and Peterson had a little bit of a deflection, and then Whiting ends up grabbing a hold of it again, and the Longhorns have 10 seconds remaining on the shot clock. So 2 takes it down the paint, goes up against Robbins. Robbins comes away with another block for this evening. Baseball passes that thing down the floor trying to get it to Trayson Brown, and Whiting ends up stepping in front of it, and then Trayson Brown comes up behind and picks his pocket and knocks it out of bounds right in front of the fans over on the far side of the floor. And so the Longhorns will end up having the basketball, and Jessen will end up bringing it up. So Jessen, guarded by Trayson Brown, kicks it over to 2. 2 guarded by RJ Powell. Powell, 2, takes it down, tries to throw it inside, dumps it off of Robbins' leg, and they're going to call a kick. I mean, Robin never even kicked it. It just hit him in the shin bone, but
he was just standing there.
in a Burton kick probably. So, I mean, they had a nice cut going on the backside right there, but Robbins just happened to be in the way. So the Longhorns going to inbound underneath their own basket. See how this basket works for them. Kicks it up to Wall. Wall dumps it over to 2. Guarded by Trayson Brown. He gets a little bit of a deflection, kicks it over to Whiting. Whiting on the left elbow, dumps it back into Sorensen at the top of the key. Oh, that ball got tipped around by the Badgers, about went in on her own, and was that Whiting that ended up catching that? Yep. Whiting. So Whiting ends up getting that off of that deflection and then puts it up for 2. In the meantime, Blake Peterson comes down, throws up a shot, no good. Tristan Martinez gets the offensive rebound and put back for 2 more points for him. That's 5 for Tristan Martinez tonight. So right place, right time, and the Longhorns have the basketball. So 2, kicks it over to Whiting. Whiting looking at 2. Sorensen's wide open in the paint. Robbins slides out to the inside, and nobody's diving down to cover Whiting. Covered Sorensen. I'm just going to let him stand there. I was a little bit confused. And then in the meantime, Luke, 2, ends up getting him a 3-pointer out of the deal to bring the Longhorns up to 7. Tristan Martinez looking to Robbins. Robbins gets it, catches it. Oh, and he turns around on the left side, but shoots it with the right hand and takes it up over the top of Sorensen and ends up getting fouled by number 40 Sorensen and for an and one for Robbins.
He was wide open down that
Yeah.
lane. There was nobody there.
Yeah, both of those guys got caught on the other side of the key, and then Robbins caught it, jumped up and kind of threw his right hand behind his back a little bit up over the top of Sorensen, and Sorensen picked up the foul and put Robbins to the free throw line after the make. So his free throw's up and no good. But Blake Peterson there to get the offensive rebound, tips it over to Tristan. Tristan dumps it back into Robbins. Robbins for 2 more points. Nice little assist by Tristan as Robbins comes diving in from the top of the free throw line and gets another 2 points. So to give him 13 points for the evening in the game, and the Longhorns end up coming back down. RJ gets a tip coming around, and then he ends up taking the steal. Dumps it over to Tristan Martinez. Tristan takes 2 dribbles down the right-hand side, pulls up, no good. And we're ended up going to get a foul called on the Longhorns, number 2, Luke 2. Tristan Martinez is going to end up shooting 2 free throws on the deal. Luke 2 was trying to get himself in a position where he could take the charge.
Yeah. And I don't mean to giggle. There was lots of 2s in that sentence.
Oh, boy. I don't know what to say. I'm going to start calling him Luke.
That's funny.
It's 2, 2, 2.
That's
Go up for 2, by 2, and shoot for 2, and rebound for 2.
That's awesome that they gave him that number.
So Tristan, second free throw, no. Rebounded by number 34, Gavin Gardner. He checked in for number 40, Sorensen. Whiting with the basketball on the left wing. Gets a screen by Wall. Wall dives down in, and he's got Peyton Jackson posted up, but no good. And then Gardner goes up to try to shoot in front of Robbins and gets stuffed, but 2 ends up with the ball after that block, and he goes up for another 2 points, for 5 for him tonight. RJ, top of the key, kicks it over to Jackson. Jackson back to Tristan. Tristan dumps it into Robbins. Kind of threw it on the wrong side where the defense was, and Wall ended up getting deflection, and then the Longhorns come away with it. So 2 with the basketball, guarded by Jackson. Gets a screen by Gardner. Gardner rolls, and Tristan Martinez ends up stealing the pass on the roll. So Blake Peterson hustles down. Robbins comes around with a layup and flips it up with the right hand. 2 points, Robbins. It was a great look by Blake Peterson and a great catch and finish by Robbins.
Badgers' inside game looks really good tonight.
I like that they're looking to go. As soon as they're getting that rebound, some of the Badgers are taking off, and we're going in and finishing. So, in the meantime, Peyton Jackson, he ends up getting a hand check foul on number 21, Jessen. That's his first foul. Trayson Brown ends up checking in for RJ Pau. We got somebody's a little bit trying to figure out who they called the foul on, I believe. Oh, so they did give that to. They did give that to Peyton. So that's his second foul for the night as the Longhorns inbound up to Luke 2. 2 over to Whiting on the right wing. Looks to skip it across, no good. 2 dives down into the corner. Shots up, blocked by Robbins again, and Tristan Martinez comes away with it. Kicks it out to Peterson. Peterson pushes it down. He's got Trayson Brown set up for 3, no good. Kicks it to Tristan. Over to Peyton Jackson. Peyton Jackson takes a dribble in there, no good. Rebounded by Tristan. Tristan goes up hard and good. Tristan Martinez. He fought for that rebound and ended up grabbing it and putting it back for 2 points. That's his 7th point for the evening.
Great effort from Tristan under there.
Yeah, that was a good scramble. He just ripped that ball right out of their hands and went right back up to it and got 2 points out of the deal. Whiting with the basketball, kicks it over to Wall. Wall takes it down, defended well by Robbins. And then Tristan Martinez stepped in the way of the pass and knocked it out of bounds underneath for the Altamont basketball. These guys are taking it down in towards Robbins, and he is just saying, nope, not today.
Yeah.
So Gardner kicks it over to Whiting. Whiting pulls up for 3. No, it's long. Tristan Martinez ends up getting that down, and Trayson Brown goes down for the fast break. Goes up on his right-hand side and puts it in for 2. So a nice baseball pass by Tristan Martinez to see Trayson Brown down here, and he goes up on the right side and gets another bucket.
The minute that shot goes up down there on the
they're
defensive
gone.
end, Trayson's on his way. He's going again.
2 pulls up on the baseline for a 2-pointer, no good. Rebounded by Blake Peterson, and he's pushing it down. He's going to have a wide open layup. They didn't even stop him coming down the lane. He went right down the center of the lane for a nice little rebound, and Coach Winkle wants to have another Wickle. Sorry.
Wickle?
Because it's Wickle, Coach Wickle. He wants to have another timeout. So 2:58 remaining here in the third period. Badgers are up 30 points, 39-9. So we're back, and Altamont set to inbound. Porter Whiting bringing the ball up across the timeline, guarded by Trayson Brown. Dribble through the legs, kicks it over to Jessen. Jessen dumps it down into Gardner. Gardner spins around, got away with the oh, he didn't get away with the travel. They ended up catching him just a little bit late. I saw that travel and then wondered if they're going to call it, and they got him. So turnover once again by the Longhorns, and Rylan Hallows checks in for Hunter Robbins, give him a breather. As Blake Peterson brings it up across, guarded by 2. Gets a screen by Tristan Martinez. He dives into the paint, and he's wide open down there. They give it to him. He goes up and spins around on the right-hand side, flips it up with the right hand. 2 points. Tristan Martinez. That's his 9th point of the night. So that was a great look, great move. Going up nice strong shot for Tristan. So Whiting comes down to the right baseline, gets double teamed by Ryland and Jackson. Kicks it up to 2. 2 looks for a 3, no good. Peterson recovers on the defense, and they end up getting back in there. So Whiting drives it down the baseline, floats one up, no good. Rebounded, Tristan Martinez kicks it up to Blake Peterson.
Oh.
Blake Peterson tries to throw one down to Trayson Brown. He leaked out once again as soon as they saw that we got that rebound. He's gone. And Blake threw that one just a little bit too high on that one.
Yeah.
He saw he was wide open, and he was trying to get him a
That
good
play's
one.
been working pretty well for the Badgers tonight.
R.J. Pau checks in for Peterson. Give him a breather with 1:59 remaining here in the third period. As Jessen sets the inbound, gives the ball to 2. Luke 2 brings it up across, guarded by Trayson. Takes it down the right-hand side, gets it over to Gardner at the top of the free throw line. Dumps it out to Jessen. Jessen hesitates and dribble, gets it down into Wall. Back to Jessen, back to 2. 2 pulls up for 3, no, short. Rebounded by RJ. RJ kicks it up. There goes Trayson. Kicks out for once again. Goes up for 2. No. Rebounded by Peyton Jackson. He gets it. No good. Back up. Rylan Hallows. He'd go for 2. No good. Rebounded by Tristan Martinez. Hit no good. So all kinds of offensive rebounds and no buckets come out of that deal. And then it ended up going off the Badgers and for the Altamont basketball. So about everybody on the team had a shot on that one.
Yeah, I think everybody, but or did Tristan even get one in on that?
Yeah,
one?
Tristan had one.
I think all 5 of them had a chance at it. If not 5 of them, 4 of them.
So Whiting, he ended up giving a nice little pass over to 2, and he missed the easy 2-pointer, and Badgers come away with that one. Jackson takes it down the left-hand side, up with the left-hand layup, and good. So Peyton Jackson, hesitate dribble, takes a nice little big long steps right down the left-hand side, gets himself 2 points.
Altamont's leaving that lane wide open over on that left side.
So Wall with the basketball down on the right baseline. He gets it deflected by Rylan Hallows out of bounds. So it'll be Longhorn basketball, 50 seconds remaining here in the third period. The score 43-9. And the Longhorns inbound to 2. 2 up to Wall. Wall over to Gardner, back to Jessen. Jessen pulls up for 3, no good. Gets his own rebound, takes a nice dribble down the baseline, kicks it out to 2. 2 back to Jessen. Jessen pulls up for another 3 baseline, no good. Rylan Hallows ends up coming away with the rebound on this time. So Peyton Jackson gets the basketball, brings it up timeline, kicks it over to RJ. RJ wide open, pulls up for three, short, no good. Oh, Ryland was fighting hard, had a good position on the rebound, and number 11, Wall, just happened to get a deflection, tipped it right out of bounds. It'll be Badger basketball. So Tracian Brown looking to see what Coach Jackson wants to run on the inbounds as Blake Peterson checks back in for Jackson. Peterson looking to inbounds it out to RJ right in front of the cheerleaders. He stepped out of bounds. Looked like he slipped just a little bit as he got right close to that purple and slid right into the cheerleaders as for a turnover on the Badgers. Jessen brings ball up across the court, 18 seconds remaining, 16 on the shot clock. So the shot clock and the game clock's same.
Gave that under RJ.
So RJ picked up another, that's his first foul. So that gives the Longhorns basketball underneath their basket with 14 seconds remaining here in the third period. Jessen with the basketball, pulls up for three, left side, banks it off the backboard for 3 points. So Braden Jensen ends up getting a three-pointer out of that deal as Peterson tried to spin around and throw. He tried to spin around and throw that and got taken away by Luke, number 2. And he ends up trying to shoot a half court and then short. So right here at the end of the third period, it's going to be the Badgers 43 and the Longhorns 12. No, there's not very many people here at all. The whole county's sick, I think. So the Longhorns have the basketball here for the start of the fourth quarter as Jessen kicks it over to 2. 2 guarded by Peterson. Gets a little deflection. Brings it around, dumps it into Gardner, back to 2. 2 on the right baseline, kicks it back out to Whiting. Whiting kicks it over to Jessen. Jessen looking for a screen off a Wall. Wall rolls, goes up Blake Peterson, and no good. Ball's tipped around, and the Longhorns end up coming away with it, but I think RJ's going to end up catching another foul.
Yeah.
So the ball was kind of tipping around there for just a minute, and they were both going after it, and the Longhorns grabbed it, and RJ kind of got wiped out, but ended up picking up the foul. So that's his second foul.
He went up against someone a little bigger than he did. That knockdown.
Jessen inbounds to Whiting over to, it's back to Jessen on the left baseline, and he hits another 3. So Braden Jensen hits another 3 right down there on the right baseline to give the Longhorns 15 points. Peterson bringing it up, spins, no good, rebounded by 2. This time Wall took off down the court on that fast break point, and he ends up pulling away for a 15-footer, 2 points for him. Briggs Wall. Peterson kicks it up to Robbins, top of the key, takes a dribble down the right-hand side, pulls it up right-hand side, and good. Hunter Robbins ends up dumping another. He takes a couple little dribbles going right from the free throw line, takes it right down the right-hand side of the key, and gets a nice little baby hook off the glass for 2 more points for Robbins, putting his total to 15 tonight.
Yeah, Robbins is having a phenomenal game. He hasn't missed many.
Yeah, he just keeps that thing so high, and then those guys are having a hard time. They can't even get up there and get to it, and then he's just touching it really nice off the glass. I did see him in what we were having practice right before the game here at like 3:30, and he came in and had his brother down there guarding him, and they were working on some post moves down in there. So it was, I think he got the jitters out early, come in here, and then he doesn't miss nothing.
Yeah. And yeah, Hunter's a good inside player. When he's on, he's on. And it's fun to watch him under there having a good time and doing whatever he wants to do pretty much.
Jessen has a basketball for the Longhorns. He pulls up for a shot at the free throw line. No good. Rebounded by Peterson. Peterson faked the long pass, dumps it down here to Trayson Brown. Trayson takes it underneath, tries to get it under Robbins on the baseline, and ended up getting deflected by the Longhorns, so it'll be Badger basketball underneath their own basket.
Tristan got popped or something. I don't know if he got hit in the eye or something.
Yeah,
He got thumped. He's not
got a little stinger going on right now. So Peterson inbounds it to Robbins. Robbins back to Peterson. Peterson hesitates, takes it up the middle, goes up strong, holds on to it real good. No good. Rebounded by number 2, and he's going to end up taking the ball down the floor. So Luke 2 for the Longhorns, guarded by Trayson. Kicks it over to Whiting on the left wing. Whiting dribbles, comes back to the top of the key, kicks it over to Jessen. Jessen gets a handle of it, takes it down to the baseline, gets double teamed by Robbins and Peterson, kicks it back out to Whiting. Whiting goes up for 3 and no good, but he gets fouled by Rylan Hallows. Didn't quite give him an opportunity to land on the box out, and ends up knocking him down and picking up another foul. That's his second foul. But we're going to have 3 free throws. So Porter Whiting on the line for 3.
I was just about to start bragging on him. Talking about how he's been keeping his nose clean here in the fourth quarter with 1 foul, and there he goes.
First free throw's up and no good by Whiting. Second free throw, good. RJ going to check in for Rylan. At least he has a smile. Well, kind of a smile. Third free throw up and bounces around, rolls around, good. Oh, and Robbins tries to throw the ball over to Trayson Brown, and he wasn't even looking. They ended up just throwing it down here to our cheerleaders, so turnover on the Badgers. Just kind of a miscue there. Trayson was open on the left-hand side. They were guarding Blake, and he just tried to throw it to him, but he wasn't looking. So now they're going to give him the basketball underneath, because it was an inbounds throw. Yep. So the Longhorns will have it underneath their own basket, set up in the box set. And for a cross screen, Sorensen over to, they get the ball back to Jessen. Jessen pulls up on the left-hand side, no good, long, rebounded by Gardner, and then Tristan Martinez ends up picking up a foul. So Gardner ended up getting the offensive rebound, tries to shoot it back up, and Tristan Martinez was in his face and just kind of had one hand on his belly and one hand going up for the block, and ends up picking up the foul for his first foul to put the Longhorns back on the free throw line. So this is Case Sorensen, shooting 2. First 3 free throws up and no good, bounces around. Case set to shoot his second free throw. It goes up and no good. Rebounded by Tristan Martinez, kicks it over to Peterson. Peterson brings down the right-hand side, kicks it over to RJ. RJ wide open, takes it up strong. He might pick up an offensive foul on that one. So number 40 Sorensen, he hustled back after that free throw and got down here and set up in a place. And RJ looked like he had a wide open lane, and Sorensen just set up. That was perfect defense on his part, and then RJ ended up picking up another foul. So that's his 3rd foul on that charge. Great defense by Sorensen on that one. So 2, kicks it, tries to get it back over to Wall, and Trayson Brown ends up, Trayson Brown ended up getting the steal, and then he came across the timeline and went to hesitate and go back, and ended up getting a backcourt.
I was just about to say they missed a backcourt right there, and they caught it because he definitely came over and hopped back.
Seems like we're seeing it just a second, and then these guys are seeing it, and it's like it takes them a second to get a breath of air to blow the whistle, I guess.
Yep.
So 2 with the basketball, kicks it over to Wall. Wall pulls up for 3, no good. Peterson gets the rebound. He pushes the pace right down the middle, comes down the left-hand side, pulls it back out. Ball gets hung up on his hip, so he stops, kicks it over to Tristan Martinez for 3. Tristan Martinez, 3 points. That's his 12th point of the night, so great game for him tonight.
You know, it's fun to see I mean, it's always fun to see Blake Peterson score 20-some odd points. He's averaging over 20, but right now he's only got 7 points, and these other kids are picking up the slack.
Right. Sorensen ends up getting the basketball right at the free throw line. He pulls up and shoots 2 points. That's his first bucket of the night after so 2 points for him to give the Longhorns 21. Badgers are 48, 4:41 remaining here in the fourth period. Robbins dumps it into Tristan. Tristan goes up with the right hand spin behind him, no good. Rebounded by Wall, and he kicks it back out to Whiting. Whiting brings it across the timeline, gives it to Jessen. Jessen back to Whiting. Whiting down to Wall. Wall dumps into Sorensen, back to Whiting. Whiting over to Jessen. Jessen pulls up for 3 again, no good, air ball. So they go to try to steal. They go to try to steal it, and he kind of threw it inbound. So Wall dove out there, tried to throw it, and knocked it right off of his own player, Jessen, out of bounds. And it's going to be Badger basketball with 4:18 remaining here in the game. So Peterson bringing it up across the timeline. Guarded by 2. Gets a screen by Robbins. Pulls up for 2. No. Rebounded by number 21, Braden Jessen. He's guarded by Trayson Brown. Trayson Brown gets him to pick up his dribble. Dumps it over to 2. 2 down to Wall. Wall dumps it into Sorensen. Sorensen thought about it, and then he turned around, and Robbins was right in front of him, and he ended up picking up a travel call. I think he was going to turn around and do a jump shot, but then he saw the big man down there and decided no go. So Balin Wood checks in for the Badgers.
It's like Coach Jackson's getting set to sub in some of his younger kids.
Trayson Brown with the basketball, goes to the free throw line, gets stopped, tries to dump it into Robbins. Robbins gets it, bobbled it around there a couple times, and he goes up and is contested by number 21, Braden Jessen, and Sorensen ends up picking up the rebound out of that deal. So needed to reset the shot clock. So Altamont had a pretty good, looked like they were getting ready to go to the hole, and the shot clock never got reset, so it'll be Altamont basketball. So Whiting set to inbound. Inbounds it to Jessen. Jessen dumps it into Sorensen. Sorensen back to Whiting. Whiting pulls up for 3. Left wing, no good. Sorensen comes away with the offensive rebound. He short shoots it underneath the rim, no good. Knocked out of bounds by Robbins, so it'll still be Altamont basketball. Resetting the shot clock on that one. Hit the rim barely. Jessen set to inbound. Kicks it out to 2. 2 over to Whiting. Whiting takes 1 dribble, back to 2. 2 looks into Sorensen. No, nothing there. Back to 2. Pulls up at the free throw line, contested by Robbins, no good. Blake Peterson goes up over the back and tries to get a rebound, and I think he's going to get a foul. He had his one hand on the guy's hip, and he was trying to tip it back over the top and end up getting caught. So Blake Peterson ended up picking up his second foul out of the deal, and that'll put Kay Sorensen back on the free throw line for 2 more free throws.
I think we've had more fouls in this fourth quarter than
Right.
the whole rest of the game combined. It's been a pretty clean game for the most part. Badgers don't really have anybody.
Sorensen's free throw's up and good.
Badgers don't have anybody in foul trouble. RJ's got 3. I think he's the only one that has 3
Right.
on him.
Yeah, it looks like they're just kind of spreading it around. So Sorensen set for his second free throw, and it's up and good as well. So that gives Sorensen 4 points for the night. Both free throws made there. Peterson with the basketball, top of the key, takes it down the right-hand side. Gets a hand check by 2, it looks like. So number 2 ended up doing a little hand check hold on Blake Peterson as he's cutting down there. Rick Brinkerhoff checks in for Trayson Brown. Blake Peterson kicks it over to Robbins, pump fakes, gets Sorensen up in the air, back over to Brinkerhoff. Brinkerhoff to Wood, back to Brinkerhoff. Brinkerhoff dumps it into Robbins. Robbins looks, Blake Peterson cuts down the baseline. Hesitation, pulls up and does a hesitation pump fake. Goes up and makes 2 points, Blake Peterson. So that's 9 points for Blake tonight. That was a great move, trying to go right down the baseline, come up and kind of do an up and under shot and get 2 points out of the deal. So 2 dumps it down to Jessen. Jessen on the right baseline, no good. Gets Robbins up in the air. Kind of falls kind of funny towards the center of the paint, and Badgers end up fouling. It looked like Robbins picks up his first foul of the night, so that's pretty good on him. But yeah, here we go. Another free throw here on the
Yeah,
in the fourth
Badgers.
quarter.
We're in the bonus now for the remaining 2.5 minutes.
So Braden Jensen set to shoot some free throws for the Longhorns. His first free throw's up and good. That's Jessen's 7th point for the night. Second free throw up and also good. So 8 points for him as Blake Peterson brings it up down the left-hand side, comes right down the left side of the lane and no good. Ball bounces around for a minute, still on the floor. Sorensen ends up coming away with it for the Longhorns, kicks it out to Luke 2 as he brings it up across the timeline. 2 minutes remaining right here in the ball game. Badgers up 50-25 as Luke 2 takes it down, guarded by Brinkerhoff. Kicks it up to Whiting. They end up turning it over. Robbins gets the steal, kicks it out to Peterson. Peterson tries to dump it into Tristan. Tristan gathers it up, looks for a three, no good. No shot, so kicks it over to Balin. Balin pulls up for three and no good. And Jessen ends up coming away with the rebound for the Longhorns. He kicks it over to Luke 2. Luke's guarded by Brinkerhoff. Dumps it into Sorensen. Sorensen kicks it out to Jessen. Jessen back to 2. 2 guarded by Peterson, coming back up across the timeline. Kicks it over to Wall. Wall down into Whiting. Whiting pump fakes on Tristan Martinez. Back to 2 at the top of the key. Back on the right-hand side over to Jessen. Pulls up for 3, the right baseline, no good. Rebounded by number 11. He tries to throw it off Tristan. Tristan steps back and then ends up getting the ball out of that. Was Robbins on the rebound. Kicks it out to Tristan. Tristan over to Wood. And ball goes back to Peterson at the top of the key for the Badgers to reset the offense. Peterson brings it down the left-hand side looking for Robbins. Robbins got a defender on his back, turns around with a nice little right-handed spin, puts it up over the top of 2 more points for Robbins. That's 17 points as Coach Jackson wants to take a timeout right here with 1:06 remaining in the game. I believe this timeout was to just get a bunch of subs in. There was a whole bunch of guys sitting down there ready to come in, so there's a few more checking in. So we're going to have a bunch of new players coming in for the Badgers. So the Badgers up 52-25 right here with couple minutes remaining in the game.
So, looking at the score, Altamont has scored 23 points in this half. I mean, if they had a first half like they had this half, this game
would be
a lot closer. I don't know if that first half was just a fluke for them, because that's...
Yeah, 2 points. I mean, that's pretty hard to only get 2 points, really.
Yeah, and then to have them come back and score 23.
Right.
So, I mean, even if you only give them 20 in the first half, you're still looking at a 45-52 game.
Right. So not being able to make those buckets down there kind of hurt these guys. Balin, he sees the long pass coming from 2 down to number 21, Jessen. And Balin Wood steps in there and gets a deflection, knocks it out of bounds. So 1 minute remaining in the game. Longhorns have the basketball, top of the key, looking into Sorensen there, dumps it out to 2. 2 hesitation, Dibble takes it over, and he ends up getting a steal. Connor Edwards comes away with the steal, kicks it down to Peyton Jackson, looks into Rigg. Rigg pump fakes, gets a guy up in the air and pulls up, no good. So Luke 2 come in and Rigg Brinkerhoff, he turned like he was going to shoot and pump faked and got Luke completely off guard, and he came down and ended up fouling Rigg Brinkerhoff. And that'll put him to the line for two free throws. So Riggs, first free throws up, off the backboard, no good. So in the game for the Badgers right now, we got Connor Edwards, number 14. We also got number 1, Tegan Flanagan. We got Wood and Peyton Jackson down on the backcourt, and then we got Riggs shooting his second free throw. And it is up and no good, rebounded by Sorensen. Sorensen kicks it over to Jessen. Jessen pushes it down the right-hand side, dumps it over to Wall. Wall wasn't quite ready for it. He looks to throw it inside. Jessen ends up coming away with it, and he shoots up, no good. And Whiting gets the rebound, kicks it over to 2, kicks it back over to Wall. Wall goes up and gets his own rebound, no good. And then a foul.
They're going to call that one on Peyton. He came flying in for that rebound, and I think they got him.
Yep. So that'll be his 3rd foul. And that'll put Briggs Wall to the free throw line for the Longhorns, shooting 2. 29 seconds remaining here in the ball game. So Brendan Kuzmano checks in for Peyton Jackson, number 20. First free throw was no good. Second free throw by Wall. is up and good. So 5 points for Wall for the evening, and the Longhorns going to press on these guys and end up getting a steal out of the deal. And Wall comes away with it, goes up on a nice little right-handed hook, and no good, but he gets fouled as well. So number 32, Rig Brinkerhoff, ends up picking up the foul and putting Wall back on the free throw line for 2 more. So 24 seconds remaining in the game. Free throws up, no good. Second free throw by Wall, up and good. So Brendan inbounds, tries to go to Payton, throws it up over the top. Payton has it, gets it taken away by the Longhorns. 2 tries to go up and doesn't get it, and then Peyton Wood ends up getting the rebound, and then Balin, yeah, not Peyton. Balin ends up getting the rebound, and then 2 comes in and ties him up for the turnover. For the jump ball. So Badgers set to inbound, looking at Flanagan. Wood gets the ball in, takes it down the right-hand side, deflected out of bounds by Jessen. It's going to still be Badger basketball. 12 seconds remaining. Badgers are having a little bit of a hard time getting this against this press right here for just a second. So it's good for these young guys right here to have a little pressure in this game like this, that where they can learn some things. So they're setting some screens, kicks it into Flanagan. Flanagan dumps it over to Brinkerhoff. Brinkerhoff takes it down the court, dumps it over to Edwards. Edwards pours up for 2, no good. Rig Brinkerhoff comes away with the rebound, puts it up, no good. Rebounded by Sorensen. Sorensen guarded by Edwards, and that's going to be the ball game. So here with the final score on this game this evening, with the Badgers 52 and Altamont Longhorns 27. So overall pretty good play on, especially for the Longhorns. You know, they struggled that first half, getting 25 points. This second half was pretty good on their part. But the Badgers just had everything working for them tonight. Lots of rebounds, lots of good ball movement. The bigs were making buckets. The outside shooting was happening, driving the paint. All the good things were happening for the Badgers tonight. So, and they come away with a nice little win.
Yeah, and you got to give the Longhorns credit, to only have 2 points in a half and come back out and fight like they did and put up that many points in a half. Like I said earlier, if they had put that many points up, this would have been a lot different ball game.
Yeah.
So it's credit to them for not quitting and coming back and doing what they can. And it's I think they're a lot better team than what they showed in that first half.
I agree.
They kind of showed it. But the Badgers again. So just looking at the final tally on points here, Hunter Robbins was your leader. Let's see, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So 19 points for Hunter. He led all scorers. So pretty good game for him, and he had a great game. He had a few blocks.
Yeah, he had quite a few blocks tonight.
In my head, I'm going to give him 3.5. I'm going to give him that half of one because he got a big one, and he got called back on a foul. And they were all good blocks, and he had quite a few rebounds too. Blake Peterson has 4, 8, 9. He finished the game with 9 points. Tristan finished with
12,
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
They have him 12 on the board up there, but I just
for 12. Let me see. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yes, I've got him down for 13.
Okay.
Trayson finished with 8. And RJ with a pair and Peyton with a
What's
pair.
that? No, yeah. Yeah, we know. Yeah,
So-
we're good.
So yeah, the Badgers spreading it around. All 5 starters plus one of their bench players scored. So again, Blake Peterson not scoring as many points as he usually did. He had got a lot of good looks. They just didn't. A lot of them didn't fall for him, and his teammates came in to pick up the slack. It's always nice when Hunter can have close to 20 points, and any night that Hunter's going to get that many points, the Badgers, they're going to win.
Right.
And especially again, if Tristan, we've said it before, when Tristan gets over 10 points, the Badgers do well.
Yeah.
So
when those bigs, if you would think if you're trying to create a game plan for the Badgers, it's you're going to want to try to stop Robbins, but then you got Tristan on the other side, and he'll come right down in there, and if you don't stop Blake Peterson, he's going to go off. And then then you got all those guys on the that score those that 2 to 10 points. So it's hard. It would be hard to come up with a game plan for the Badgers because there's so many weapons and they move the ball so quick and all the things that are happening.
Yeah, well, and even, I mean, tonight Trayson Brown with 8 points. That's a season high for him. And if they can get him going, get that good outlet that they were working tonight. I mean, he had 2 or 3 of those that the pass was too high or kind of a rough pass that just led him a little too much. And he probably would have had a few more if those passes would have been right on. But that outlets was really working for him tonight. So.
Right. Yeah, that was a lot. I mean, Trayson Brown was just instantly. The second we looked like we had a rebound, he was gone, and they were just baseballing that thing down the floor, and he was putting it up nice and easy for some easy buckets.
And then on the defensive end, the Badgers did really good on defense
right.
tonight, getting a lot of good rebounds, a lot of blocks. Rylan Hallows did a lot of good things underneath there, getting his hands in it and getting his body where it needed to be. So, I think this Badger team's going to be good.
I agree,
I think
100%.
they're going to be good.
So,
so looking forward to our next games. Tomorrow, we've got the girls here at home against Tintic. That's an early game. That game will not be on YouTube. Just I got a conflict, so that game will be available on our Huddle fan page. I'll throw a link up somewhere on our website to easily find that. So
usually if you just go to Huddle fan and then you just search up the school, you can find you can find them pretty easy. You can just look up Wayne girls and it'll bring it up.
And it'll be there. Mm-hmm. So a little bit different. It's an early game. The varsity game will be first tomorrow.
And then that's at 1 o'clock.
At 1 o'clock, and then the JV will follow it at 2:30. So a little bit different schedule tomorrow, but 1 o'clock tomorrow for the girls. We've got wrestlers tomorrow in Parowan. The boys have a tournament down there. And then next week, we've got another loaded up week. On the 16th, we've got the boys here at home against Draper APA. That one is a little bit earlier as well. It's an hour earlier than usual. Freshmen will start at 3, JV at 4:30, and varsity at 6. On the 17th, the girls making a rare home appearance, another rare home appearance.
Yeah, not very many of them.
2 in a row. Look at that. So the girls will be home against, is it Milford? Yeah, Milford's coming here on the 17th. That's Wednesday. And I also have a wrestling meet here Wednesday night. I don't know if I've got that on the calendar wrong. I was going to have Dave double check that, but I'll double check that and be sure. Then on the 18th, we've got the boys basketball, a rare away game for them in December. They're going to Escalante on the 18th, and we've got wrestling on the 18th at Tintic. Wrestlers are going up to Tintic, and then the 19th and 20th, our wrestlers will be in Wendover at a tournament. The 19th, the girls are home here against
versus Duchesne.
Duchesne. We've got Duchesne.
Yeah, so I think, Jared, on that Milford girls game, that one's been moved. So
Oh,
that's the one that's on there. So that wrestling meet, what date was that you had on there?
The 17th.
Yeah, so that game has been bumped down just a little bit for the Milford. We rescheduled that for the 6th of January.
6th
so
of January.
Milford will have that one. So.
Okay, so our schedule's off, so we'll get that fixed. So no girls game here on the 17th, and there may or may not be wrestling. I don't know. I got to double check that.
Yeah, we'll go check it out.
So the 17th may be clear, a rare night off. And then on the 20th, the boys are, let's see, we've got Millard here, and that's a little bit earlier game as well. I think JV, or the freshman, sorry, I'm getting tongue-tied. I think freshman starts at 1 or 2. Freshman starts at 2, JV at 3:30, and varsity at 5 on that one. So lots coming up. We'll make updates. Follow our YouTube page.
Yeah, and thanks, Jared, for allowing me to come up here. I think this is a great time for me to be able to do some commentating. I really enjoy it.
It's been fun.
Highlight.
It's fun to have an extra set of pipes up here, so I don't have to do all the talking. You do a great job, and yeah, it's fun. So thanks, Kerry, and we'll be back.
All right.
Good luck tomorrow against